You're right. If you are a person who struggles with a tension between your spiritual desire and the religious institutions that are available to you, you're right. You're not just being a troublemaker. You're not part of the problem. Instead, you're actually experiencing something that's really there. I'm a former missionary to Africa and Latin America. I've also been a pastor for 20 years at a local church in the United States, and I've experienced the tension. I've also found that the tension is not just a source of frustration, but the tension is actually an invitation. It's an invitation to an adventure that can lead you to a greater sense of purpose, a greater sense of belonging, a greater sense of wholeness in your life. The tension is real, but it's an invitation to something more. A couple of years ago, I had an invitation right after the Christmas season to go to a Handel's Messiah sing-along in a home in the community. As I walked up to their house a few minutes late, I heard this incredible music from Handel's oratorio wafting through the open windows of the home. I kind of expected as I walked through the door that I'd kind of go in and see a family all together, gathered together, sitting down, cross-legged with dog-eared copies of Handel's Messiah lyrics, just kind of casually singing. Instead, I was amazed to find that there was a huge group of people, maybe 100 people, that were standing with bound copies of Handel's Messiah in hand. And in the middle of their group was an actual small orchestra with a conductor at the center of it. A man stepped forward, just kind of dressed very casually, but he stepped forward and then suddenly broke into this incredible solo with a clearly professional operatic voice. It was beautiful. After I experienced a few moments of awe, I started to feel frustrated. How could it be that I could just walk into this party and see something that's so authentic, that's so real, that really brings the words of Handel's Messiah to life in a way that I'd never experienced in the church? And then it dawned on me. This was an experience that was just being given to me so that I could feel frustrated about my work for the last 20 years. This was an experience that was being given to me as an invitation to seek something more, an invitation to be creative, an invitation to step out of the structures of the institution. I've learned, number one, that this invitation is not about condemning existing churches. I've also learned that this invitation isn't about some radical transformation of existing religious structures or forms. Instead, this is very simply an invitation to step out from the forms that exist and to follow the lead of the Spirit in my everyday life. Enacted Prayers, Inspiration, Habits, and Rhythms is a means by which we together can accept this invitation. This social media platform encourages and supports those who are experimenting with God outside of the institutional church. Whether you're a spiritual person who's having trouble connecting with the institutional church, or you're involved in a local church but you know that there's something more, then Enacted Prayers is for you. If you're someone whose rhythm of life does not allow regular involvement in the local church, or feel challenged to meet God in the community around you, then this site provides a way. And if you're looking for a way to connect with others on the same path, or are looking for help on that journey, Enacted Prayers will help you move forward. You're right. The tension is there. But instead of letting the tension result in what I call a spiritual muddle, let's face the tension together and find the invitation and decide on the next steps along the way.